Peace and love. I want to talk about three common tarot tropes that will keep you stuck in Shadowlands. Um, it's just, it's no way around it. The first one is waiting on a lover's return. Okay. This one goes along with twin flame. This one goes along with soulmate readings. But this whole idea that somebody that you were with in the past will return to you. This one is very common. It's all over the place, and it's extremely dangerous. Why? Because a lot of times these people do not return. So tarot is really interesting because it holds energies. When you get a reading, it's holding it holds your energy if you're holding on to the past, and it also can pick up on the energy of the person as well if they're still holding on to certain things. And I'm going to tell you why that energy is there. So we exchange energy with each other regularly. Okay, it's just a part of life. When you've had a connection with somebody, you've created a tie with that person, a soul tie with them, or a connection, an energetic, let's say just an energetic connection with them. All right. Um, when you've parted ways and they know, and this can be masculine or feminine, if they know that you have desires to be with them, it feeds something extremely important within them. It's called the ego, right? And so if they're with another lover and they're giving to another lover, they're giving to that lover physically, they're giving to that lover emotionally, they're giving to that lover financially, right? And you haven't heard from this person, you've been going through difficulties in your life, you've gone through major transitions, this person hasn't reached out to say congratulations, this person hasn't reached out to see if you're well or okay. What happens is they're in that relationship, they might not be fulfilled. A lot of times they're not fulfilled because if you're thinking about somebody else while you're in a relationship with somebody, that means something's not right within the self. And so what happens is these people, they're in these relationships that they're unhappy with, but they know that there's an energetic tie between them and somebody else who desires to be with them. And what that does is it builds them up on the inside. You know, it gives them a sense of confidence. It's really shadow energy where it's like, okay, well, I can leave at any time that I want. I can treat this person any kind of way that I want to, because there's somebody out there waiting for me. And so when readers pull those tarot cards, that energy is actually reflected in the cards. That energy is actually reflected in the cards. This person that's sitting there waiting. It's the King of Cups energy, which can be distorted, masculine, emotional energy. It can be the King of Swords energy, somebody who's ruminating, constantly thinking about wanting to be with somebody. Do they want to be with you? Yes. Do they want to have sex with you? Yes. Those things. If this is masculine, feminine, take it where it falls. All right. And here's the thing: that person hasn't had any time to do any healing. You're waiting for them to return. They haven't done any healing if they do return. And you haven't done any healing because you've been waiting for them to return the whole time. So your focus has been on them. Their focus has been on their partner trying to keep up some type of ruse, and then you sometimes, you know. And also, here's the thing, and this is when it gets really rough. When you do decide to move on, when you do decide to say, you know what, I'm going to focus on me, I'm going to focus on my well-being, my livelihood, they can feel that as well. They can feel that detachment where the energy is pulling away. And what happens is, because they can feel it, because remember they're being fed, you're feeding their ego energetically, they can feel it. So what happens is you pull away from them, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Where's Shorty at? What is she up to? Let me reach out to her. Let me see what she's doing. Let me call her and see if she want to meet up. Those type of things, take it where it fits. And so what happens is that person is losing that vitamin that you've provided with them because they've been siphoning and stealing your energy, right? Energetic vampires in a different way. And so you pull away, they contact you, guess what happens? You're back in the cycle again, and they've got you again, all right? And then they're back with their woman again, or they're back with their man again. And so this is a common one. Cards reveal energies. They reveal your energies and they reveal the energies of others. Movement, wands energy. Movement, instability, truth and honesty, practical matters, tangible things, pentacles energy. Thoughts, cups, swords, cups, emotions, thoughts. Those things don't translate all the time into real world action. Another one that will keep you stuck is another common trope is What are they saying about you? What are these people saying about you behind your back? What is your friends group saying about you? What do people think about you? And this is an interesting one to me. I'm feeling like this one is somewhat new, but I'm like, why? What's going on here? Like, what have we gotten to where we're all concerned about what other people are saying about us behind the scenes? It's because, right, reality TV shows are popular. It's because we look at celebrities and, everybody's got their bits and pieces to say about the celebrities, dragging them and all this type of stuff. And, we think it's okay to treat, we're human beings, right? But we feel like it's okay to say anything about anybody at any time. But who cares about what somebody else is saying about you behind the scenes? Like, that's just so strange to me, but that's a common one. What that does is it keeps you from moving forward on your path spiritually or just getting things done because it's like, okay, well, let me wait for the consensus of the group. Let me wait for the group think. What are they thinking about me? What are they saying about me? And then I'll make my decisions. But it's always under this premise that you're sneaking up on them, and that you're surprising them. But if you're constantly worrying about what they're thinking, are you really doing anything? Are you making any moves for real? Or are you just sitting there waiting to see what people are going to say? It's just a strange one. But that's another one that's common now that I've seen. That's like, it's who cares? Who cares? People out here doing things in the world, people out here making spiritual moves, being involved in uplifting their spirit, being involved in moving towards their calling. They're not necessarily thinking about what other people. Now not out here hurting folks and damaging people. That's not what I'm saying, but your focus should be inward. Your focus should be on you and your healing and what you can do to contribute in service, right? And then by doing that, you don't have to worry about what the people are saying behind the scenes. They'll tell you what they're saying in front of your face. And so it's always this idea too that people are saying negative shit behind your back. They're putting it's doom and gloom. But why are we giving people so much power over us? That's the problem that I have with that. Where it stops us in our tracks. We've given them power over us where we're waiting to see their reactions. Who the hell are they? Who are they? Who are these people that we're waiting for that you know? That's another one. Another one too is the hexes. Hexes on the family, hexes on this and that. You know, you'll have the impression that everybody's out there skilled in, hoodoo and all these practices, these dark practices. Not going to get into the light and dark of it, but that's rare. Now energy can travel. If somebody has a beef with you, if somebody wishes you harm or ill will, that is energetic, things that can be sent your way. But how vulnerable are you going to be? Were you allowing everybody's thought and everybody's idea and things like that to affect you? And then you're stuck in a pattern where you're afraid. All of these elements are fear-based. They're fear-based because we're concerned about what other people are thinking. We're concerned about what other people are doing to us. It's always this idea of what somebody else is doing to us, but it's never the idea of what we're doing to ourselves, because that's truly what that is. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in a holding pattern, and it's keeping you from doing the work. It's like a cop-out. That's what I feel. Are hexes out there? Yes. Are there generational things that we're dealing with when it comes to spiritual work and bloodline and all those energetic ties? Yes. Those things do exist. I'm not going to act like they don't. But you would get the impression that everybody out there is being, hexed by somebody all the time. And what type of life are you living? That needs to be examined, really. That needs to be examined, really. If you feel like you're being hexed all the time, then that needs to be examined, really, because it's not necessarily about them. It becomes more about narcissism on your part. That's just me being real, guys. Queen of Swords over here, if you talk when it comes to tarot. Compassionate, I love you all, but I just have to be truthful about it. Any type of trope that keeps you out of your healing, any type of trope that keeps you stuck in the same energy where you are going back and forth and ruminating over something that's, has no relevancy in your life. And then if you prayed up, if you pray, if you have spiritual protection, if you have guides that love you, which they do, if you love yourself, which you should, then whenever you step out into the world, you're powerful. And then you put up your shield of protection. Spirit, watch over me today. Do your cleansing rituals. All right? Sometimes cleansing rituals just speak it into existence, right? Um, I'm walking out, spirit. Anything that comes my way, send it back. Don't allow that energy to come towards me. It's how you deal with people as well, because sometimes you invite it in. There are people who love drama. And even in the spiritual community, they love the drama, they love the negativity. What happens with that, it goes back to that reading that I did. It's dealing with your calling in the shadow element. You want the money, you want the people to return, you need them to keep coming back to you over and over again, hearing these same old messages about people who, you know, want to return, but what the hell, do we want them to return? Do we want them to return? It's a reason why they left. That's all. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like it gets dangerous. I feel like it gets dangerous. I'm new over here on Instagram, really. I've been here for a while, but on my other page, but I've been doing readings on YouTube for a very long time. I'm not the reader that gets a lot of love. I'm not a mainstream reader, but it is a safe space over here. All right? And there's love over here. Take care.